Okay guys, so here I am again with another excited tutorial, and I've created a hosting website, a responsive one that is fully responsive to any types of devices that you're gonna use. So let's see how our website is looking. The very first thing that caught up your eyes here, I know that is this animation. Yes, it is really awesome, and I've created this using only HTML and CSS, and I didn't use any framework, library, or anything like that. So then we have our Navbar item, and after that we have this banner here and this nice image here. If you want to have access to these types of images, you can have a head over on websites called Unsplash, and also many pixels and then pixels, and you can get really high quality and fantastic images from there. And after that we have this wave. It is so simple to create that. It just needs to click and you will create something like that. So let's scroll and see what else do we have here. So we have our product section, and notice how nicely it just selects the product section that we will just arrive in. So if you want to pay a closer attention, take a closer look at this, you can pause the video and just look closely. So after this section we have our services section that I put these contents here, and after that we have our about us section. Then I put some this image here, this contents here, this button here. And after this section we have our theme section that I've used Bootstrap cards here, which is really amazing. And after this section, I really love this feature of CSS that you can put the images, backgrounds like that here. So if I just scroll on, see how nicely it just across from this image. I really love it. So after this section, we have our prices section, pricing section, that here you can host your website when you just connect it to a backend. This is just a designing tutorial. We are not going to do its backend. After this section we have our contact section, then that I put this image here and also this form here. And I don't know if I mentioned at the first of the tutorial that this website is responsive, and you don't have to worry about if the user gonna open this app in any types of devices. So I'm gonna decrease its size and see how nicely it just the Navbar changed to a hamburger menu, and if you need, just you can click on and go wherever you want. So after this I'm gonna keep on scrolling so you guys can see what is there, and you guys can see that still things are organized and nothing changed, and still it's looking well. So let's create something like that, but before doing that, hit that subscribe button to my YouTube channel because it really makes me happy. So here I'm inside the Visual Studio Code, and inside the Visual, this is the code editor that I'm using for almost all tutorials of mine. And inside this I've created a folder called hosting website design using Bootstrap. And inside this, to just save your time, put the images that I've used in this project. So what we're going to do is to create our index.html file, not inside the images. So I'm just gonna come here and say index.html. Now I'm gonna type HTML, and here click on enter on HTML5, and this is going to generate this bulletproof for us. So here inside its title, I'm just gonna say responsive website. So after that, because we are using Bootstrap, we have to set it up. To do so, I'm gonna go inside the Bootstrap website here, and inside the Bootstrap website, and from there you have to go inside the getting a start and introduction and copy its CDN. So the CDN that we are needing is this one, so I'm just gonna grab it from here, and before or after the title, it doesn't matter, just paste it down here. I paste it, and after that we also need its JavaScript CDN, so I'm gonna scroll down, and here we have the JavaScript. Grab it from here and paste it down here. So now we have to create our navbar. Before doing that, I used to do a comment, so I just say navbar section start and navbar section end, and between these two comments I'm gonna put our navbar. So to do it, I'm gonna go inside the a Bootstrap website, and here you have to go in components, and after the components we have something here called Navbar. So I'm gonna go inside the Navbar and copy the codes of the Navbar that I've used on that project. So I just come here, and this is the Navbar that I've used on that project too. So I'm just gonna grab its code from here and paste it down here. Now I've already installed an extension called Live Server, and using this you can easily click on your HTML file and go here and click on Open with Live Server and just easily open it up on your browser. And we need some customization for this now because now it's really looking ugly. So I'm gonna get rid of this disabled from here, and I'm gonna go at the top and get rid of this background light because later we will set it to background dark. And I don't need container fluid, I just want a container only. And here in replace of the navbar, I'm gonna put jeweler. So after this, here we have the button. I'm gonna set its background to light, so just say bg light, because later when we decrease the size of it, it's just gonna be a light color here, not a darker color. So after this, we have to go, and here I'm gonna get rid of the active states from here, and we need home, but I'm gonna duplicate this for a couple of times. I'm gonna copy this out and paste it down here, and replace of the feature. Let me see what do we have here. We have products here, so I'm just gonna pass products, and then after this section we have services. I just say services. I don't know if it's services or services. Then we have about section. After about section we have team, so I'm just gonna type team here, and I'm gonna paste down that nav links one more time. And here we have pricing and contact, so I just say pricing, and then we have contact. And now we have to move this to the right side. To do so, I'm gonna come inside our navbar, and here we have navbar collapse, and here I'm just gonna say justify content to int. Now paste it, I save it, and you'll see that it just nicely goes to the right side. We're completely done with its HTML, and we need to customize it using CSS. To do so, I'm gonna come here, and I'm gonna go here, and here I'm gonna create a style.css file. So many I'm gonna inside this, what I'm gonna do is to make sure that our CSS file is connected. So I just say link, and here I'm gonna refer to a style.css file. So inside the style.css file, the very first thing I'm gonna do is to set its font family to my favorite font family, which is cursive. So after this, I'm gonna select the body and set its overflow to heading. I mean overflow X to heading, because we don't want anything overflow from the X direction. And after that, I'm gonna select the nav bar itself. So I just say nav is a tag, and here I'm gonna give it a background, and its background is black color. But yes, it's working. And after that, we have to select the navbar brands and set its color to a white color. So I just say navbar brand. Navbar brand is where our logo lives, so I'm gonna set its color to a white color. And now you'll notice that it don't change to white color. You have to put the important here, because Bootstrap is closer to HTML rather than CSS. So after that, we also have to set the color of links. I'm just gonna put a comma here and access the nav links here too. So now these are all changed to a white color. Yes, amazing. So after this section, let me check what do we have else. I set that animation. Before doing that animation, I want to come here and select our navbar link, navbar brand. So I just say navbar brand, and here I'm gonna give it a font size. I just say font size of 2 rem, and margin from the left side gonna be 10 pixel. I'll explain for you why I put this, and I'm gonna set the overflow to heading. So I just say heading, and then a white space to a no wrap. And after this, I'm gonna give it a border from the right side. So I just say border right, and it's going to be 4 pixel, so light and white. And now you'll see that we have it. White it is 4, not 40. Now it's looking like this. And after that, we're gonna create its animation. So I just come here, and to create an animation, you know that you have to use keyframes. So I just say keyframes, and I'm gonna give it a name, which is typing. And here what I'm gonna do in 0%, where we have percentage, what I'm gonna do is to give it a width of 10 inch, and then after that at the 50%, I'm gonna give it a width of 10 inch, and then and 100%, we're just gonna set it again to width of 0 inch again. So this is 0, not 10. Now we have to call this animation somewhere. To do so, we want to call it on Navbar brand. So I just come here and say animation, and our animation name is typing, and it's gonna take 5 seconds. And how many steps this goes? It's gonna take 10 steps, because here we set it to end 10. And after that, it's gonna be infinite. We wanted to it run forever. So now if I save it, you could see that it is looking really nice. So after that, we have to put hover effect for the Navbar link. So I'm gonna go and at the bottom of our CSS file and say nav link, and whenever we hover on nav link, we want its background change to a red color, and a color to a black color. So I just say black, and I'm gonna put the important here, else it's not gonna work for us. Important. And after this, I'm gonna give it a little transition. So I just say transition, and I'm gonna target all of this and take 0.5 seconds. Now if I move my cursor on, there we go, we have it like this. After this section, we have our, let me go here, we have our banner section. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go inside my index.html file, and at the bottom of this here, I'm gonna create my main section. So I just say main section start and main section end, and inside this comment, I'm gonna create our main, and inside this main, I'm gonna put another comment here and say banner section start, because we want to create the banner. And here we ended up, sorry for this, and here I just say a section. Yes, we have to create a section for banner, so I just say section, and I'm gonna give it a class of banner. And inside this, what I'm gonna do, as usual, we have to create a container. So I just say container. Inside this container, I'm gonna create a row, and I'm gonna give it some other classes, which is justify. Let me bring it up. Justify content to center. Also align items to the center. So I just say align items to center. And inside this row, as usual, we have to create our columns. So I just say col, and medium size is just gonna take 6 columns of our website. So after this, I'm gonna create an each one here. So I'm gonna grab the each one from here, copy this out from here, and paste it down here. Then we have a p tag here. So I just say p, and I'm gonna also grab these from here and paste it inside our p tag. And at the end, we have this button here. So to do it, I'm gonna say button, and I'm gonna give it a custom class of joy btn. And inside its inner HTML, we're just gonna say learn more. So we have this section, and it's looking like this. We also have to create the section for the images here. So to do it, make sure that you are out of this column. So just click in and here it ends, and I'm gonna create our other column. So I just say colon MD, and in medium size it's just gonna take 6 columns of our website. So here what I'm gonna do is to access our image, and our image is inside the images folder, and its name is banner.svg. And for all the classes you don't have to, but if you just post put the class of 100, I mean width of 100, it just makes it to looks nice in your website. So I'm gonna go inside our website, and it's looking like this. Now we need a little customization for all of these. So we don't need for any of them, and the only thing that we need is to style this button here. So to style this button, I'm gonna go inside our custom CSS file, and here I'm gonna say joy btn. So I'm gonna give it a border of solid 2 pixel, and its color is orange. And then I'm gonna give it a padding of 10 pixels from the top and bottom, and 30 pixels from the sides, and its background is orange red, and then I'm gonna give it a color of white. Now our button is looking like this. Amazing. And now we completely done with our section, and after that we have to create this wave here. To do so, here I'm inside the website called waves.io, and here you can generate waves. So I'm just gonna come here, and the wave that I want to create here is like this one. So I'm just gonna come here and put these waves to down and like this, and I'm gonna decrease its wave. And now if you want to use it, just click on, and here I'm just gonna copy its SVG code. So after that, after the index.html file and after the banner section, I'm gonna paste it down here, and take a look in our website. It's looking like this, even though it's not similar to this one, but you just got the point how we can use the wave here. So after this section, after the banner section, after the banner section, we have to create another section here, which is this wave is really looking nice. So I'm just gonna get rid of this one and take another one. So yes, this is fine. That was really too big, so I'm gonna paste it down here. So after this, we have to create the product section. So to create a product section, I'm gonna come inside. Let me check how our website is looking. Yes, it is fine. It was fine then. It is fine than the before one. So what I'm gonna do is to create our banner section. I mean, what it was product section. Yes. So I'm gonna go inside our index.html file before the main section, but after the banner, I'm gonna put a comment here and say I can't spell it. Product section start and product section ends. And inside this, I'm gonna create our section. So what I'm gonna do is to say section, and I'm gonna give it a class of so I just say class products. I don't know. Product, and inside this, as usual, create a container. So after the container, I'm gonna put an h1 here. With this h1 gonna have the class of title. This is a custom class that we are going to create using our CSS. So here I'm just gonna say our products. So after this section, I mean after this h1, I'm gonna create a row here. So I just say row, and then you have to create columns after the row. So I just say col in medium size. It's just gonna take 6 columns of our website. So let's see, what do we have here? We have just these paragraph, and after that paragraph we have this download button. How many paragraph you have? 4 paragraph here. So I just put a p tag here and generate some lorem. So I just say lorem, and this is going to be like 20 words. Then I'm gonna create another p tag, and then set I'm just gonna generate another lorem, and then another p tag, also another lorem, and one more p tag, and generate some lorem with 30 words. Yes, now you see that we have these here, but we also have a button here, so I'm just gonna create that button too. So I just come here and say button, and this button has a custom class name that we have created before, and its name is joybtn. Inside its HTML, I just say downloads. So after this, we have to create the section, which is so nested and it's really messed you up. So here you need to make sure that you are out of this column, and after this column, what I'm gonna do is to come here and create a column here. So I just say col, and it's gonna take 6 columns of our website. So inside this column, we want to create 2 more columns and rows. So to do it, I just say a row, and inside this row, I'm gonna create another row, and inside this row, we have a column which takes an empty size and medium size. It's just gonna take 6 columns of its place, and here then I'm gonna put an each one and say hosting, and after this section, after the h1, I'm gonna put a p tag and generate some lorem, and it's just gonna be like 14 characters, 14 words. And we need to duplicate this one for one more time, so I'm just gonna grab it from here, copy and paste it down here, and here I'm gonna change the hosting to something else. We have detected server, so I'm just gonna grab it from here and paste it down here. So now save it and go in our website, and it's looking like this. Awesome. We have to generate it, copy and paste it one more time. So I'm just gonna grab this row from here, copy, and come here and paste it, and change these to whatever those are. So here we have web development, paste it, and here after that one we have something called domain. Domain was really easier to type, so copy and paste it. And now if you take a look in our website, it's looking exactly the way like this one does. So after this, we have to create, generate another wave, and its wave direction is up. So I'm just gonna come here, and here I'm gonna generate another wave, but it's gonna be to upside, and not this one, not this one, not this one, not even do, and here the wave that I want. So I'm just gonna grab its SVG and make sure that you are at the end of the products and paste it down here. Yes. So after the product section, and it's gonna look something like this. After the product section, we have the services section. So we nicely come and create our services section. So, but before doing that, here we have our product. We have our each one here, but we didn't install it like this one. To do so, we're gonna do it using our custom CSS file. So I just come here, and did I give it a class? Yes, I did it. I gave it, and its names was something like title. Did I give it? Yes, I did. So to create the title, I'm gonna come inside our custom CSS file and select the title. So I just say title, and after that I'm gonna put the text to the center, text align, text align to center, and font size gonna be 2 rem. Then we have the margin from the top and bottom of 3 rem, and from the side is gonna be 0, and font width gonna be bold. Then I'm gonna give it a color of black, and I'm gonna set its position to relative actually. So I just say relative. I set its position to relative because I want to put this line here. So I just come here and create that line. So I just say line, and here I'm gonna use a pseudo class which is after, so just say after, and here I'm gonna set its content to nothing, so I say content nothing, and then I'm gonna give it a background of red, and then I'm gonna give it a width of 10 rem, then a height of only 4 pixel, and its position gonna be absolute. So now you will see that here it is at here, and we need to bring it here. To do so, because we used absolute position here, we can easily use top of 3 rem and left of 50%. It is still not at the center exactly because we didn't get rid of the translation. So I just say transform translate from the x direction minus 50%, and from the y direction also we're going to be minus 50%, and you will see that it is exactly at the center. Yes, awesome. After this section we have to create our product, our services section. So to do it, I'm gonna go inside our index.html file, and at the bottom of our codes we have already created the SVG here, and after the product section I'm gonna put another comment here and say here I'm gonna say what was its name was our services section start and our services section end. So inside this we're gonna create our services. So so I just say section, and I'm gonna give it a class of services, and then inside this I'm gonna create a container. So I just say container, and after this container we have to put our each one with a custom class of title, and then here I'm just gonna say our services. So after this I'm gonna create a p tag here, so say p and generate some lorem. So I just say lorem, and it's just gonna be 15 words, and it's just gonna look something like this one, and it is not as a center when you decrease the size of the web page. Yes, so we want it to be at the center. To do so, I'm gonna give it a class of class text to the center. Now you will, if you even decrease the size of the web page, you will see that it just gets at the center like here. So after this, let me check what do we have here. We have these row and column, which we have 3 columns here and 2 rows. So I just come here, and after the p tag we have to create our row and section. So I just say row, and here we have to create another row. So I just say a row because we have 2 rows here. One of them gonna be wrap all of them, but one of them gonna wrap just 1 row from here. So inside the row, what I'm gonna do is to create a column. So I just say column, which in medium size is just gonna take 4 columns of our website. And what happened? You have to put a dot here. Yes. So here in this div, what I'm gonna do is to put an h3. So I just say h3, and here I just say hosting. I love this, call it hosting replace of hosting. I don't know why. So after that, I'm gonna put a p tag here and generate some lore, which is gonna be 15 words here. So now if you take a look, it's just looking like this. We need to duplicate this. So I'm just gonna grab this column from here and paste it down 2 times. So then we need to change this title from here. This one is web app development. So I'm just gonna grab it from here, copy, and what happened? I just wanted to copy that. Copy and paste it down here, and this one detective server, copy it and paste it here. Done. Now it's looking like this, and we need to one more time duplicate this row, this inner row. So I just click on and see where it ends, and I'm just gonna grab this from here, copy, and paste it down here. Now you'll see that it's looking like this, and we only need to change its content. We have domain name here, so I'm just gonna copy it from here, and it doesn't matter, just put it here. So then this one, I'm just gonna grab this from here and paste it here. And we have the last one here, so I'm just gonna copy the networking from here, copy and paste it here. So yes, it's fine, and I think that we're also done with our services section. And let me check what else do we have in services section. We do not have anything else but this wave, but you notice that this wave has closer wave than this one. These waves are really big. So to do it here inside the get wave website, you have to decrease its wave, number of waves. So I just want this wave, so I'm just gonna grab it from here. It's SVG and paste it after our services section. Paste it down here. So let's check how it is looking. So to check that out, I'm gonna scroll down, and you will see that our wave is looking like this. Awesome. So after this section, we have another section, I guess that about section. Yes, we have about section. So I'm gonna come here and create our about section. Before doing that, we have to put a comment and say about section start and about section end. So inside this, I'm gonna create a section. So I just say section, and I'm gonna give it a class of about. And I didn't do any customization in services section. I'm worrying if I left something, because while recording video, you can't easily focus. So we do not have anything left, I guess so. I hope so. So after the services section, we have about us section. So I create its section, and we have to create its container, and inside the container put the class with put the h1 with the class of title, and here normally say about us. Then I'm gonna create a p tag here and give the class of text to the center, and inside its inner HTML, I'm just gonna generate some lorem with 20 words here. Yes, and after that, let me check what else we have. We have an image and also this content, and you need to normally create one row and 2 columns. To do so, I am here inside the container, and after this p tag, we have to create our row. So I just say row, and inside this I'm gonna give it more classes, which is justify content to center, and also align items to center. And inside this we have to create our column. So I just say column and medium size. It's just gonna take 6 columns of our website, and here I'm gonna put the image, and our image is inside the images folder, and its name is about.jpeg, and we also have to give it the class of width to 100. Don't forget to pass this one. So after this column, we have to create another column. So I just come here and say col and medium size, because only 6 columns left. I'm gonna use that. So inside this column, here, let me check, we have a title, then these things here. So I just say each, am I used each one here? No, it is an each tree. So I just say each tree, and inside its inner HTML, we're just gonna say our company. And then I'm gonna put a p tag here and generate some lorem here. Put the p tag and generate some lorem, and then I want to generate one more time, so I just say lorem with 30 characters, words here. So now you will see that we have it like this, but the image is really bigger, but we're gonna fix it out later. So after that, we have button. So out of this p tag, I just come here and say button with a class of joybtn, the class that we have created, and inside the scenario HTML, we're just gonna say learn more. I think that I put learn more here. Yes, yeah, it is learn more, and we have to decrease the size of this one. To do so, I'm gonna go inside our custom CSS file and select the about, and from the about, select the only image that we have here. We do have there, and set its height to 30 rem, and object. Let me before doing that, you'll see that it's looking like this, but it loses its quality. To fix that, I'm gonna use object fit. So I just say object fit, and it is contain. Now you will see that it is nicely fixed, and we also successfully done with our about section, and I think that anything is not left here. So after that, we also have to create another wave here. I'm going to use the previous wave to just save your time. You can click on to tell you, click on till you get your favorite SVG. So I'm just going to grab it from here, and I'm going to go inside the index.html. After the section, paste it down. Even though you can use these in your background, I'm not going to do that in this tutorial, but later in other tutorials I will. So I'll save it and take a look in a browser, and here our wave is looking like this. After this section, we have our theme section that I've used amazing cards here. So I'm gonna go inside our index.html file, and here I'm gonna put a comment and put our theme section start and our theme section ends. And inside this, we have to create our section and give it a class of theme. So after that, I'm not sure if I use theme, the classes here, but I still do because it's just used to, and most of the time you're gonna select that. So after that, what I'm gonna do is to create a container here. So I just say container, and inside the container, let me check what we have here. We have a title, then we have a p tag here. So I just say h1 with a class of title. So I just say title, and inside the senior HTML, we're just gonna say our theme. Then we have a p tag, so I just say p, and I'm gonna give it the class of text to the center. So text to center, and generate some lorem with maybe 20 words here. So after this, we have the cards here. So to use cards here, we have to grab it from Bootstrap website. Here I'm inside the Bootstrap website, and inside the Bootstrap website here we have something called card. And the card that I've used here is this one. So I'm just gonna grab its code from here, and before pasting it out, we have to create some row. One row with 4 columns. So I just say row, and inside the row, I'm gonna put a create a column. So I say col in medium size. It's just gonna take 3 columns of our website. So I'm gonna paste the card here. I'm gonna get rid of the width 18 from here, and let me check if I put any class here. No, I didn't. Then replace of this image, I don't need this image. We have to put its src inside the images. We have an image called our theme theme.jpg, and then I'm gonna also get rid of this class here, but replace of getting rid from that, I'm gonna set its width to 100. Then if you want, you can put an alt here, but I don't want. And after that, inside the body, I guess that I create an h2, so I just say h2 and give it a name, which is low do, then an h3 to define its duty, him or her duty, which is a web designer in this case. So I just say web designer. Let's see. Yes, it's looking like this, and we have this person here, but we need to put these things to the center. So to do it, I did it using CSS, so I'm gonna do it later. Let me check if I've done everything here. Is there any different? Yes, I've got a background, which I'm gonna do it using CSS too. So I'm gonna go inside our CSS file, and inside the CSS file, I'm gonna select the cards here. So I just say our team. I don't know if it was team or our team. It was team. So I just say team, and from the team select the cards. So inside this, we're gonna give it a background of light gray. So I just say light gray, and you will notice that it just changed to, it should change to a light gray color, but it didn't. So here we have the team. Copy it. Most of the time, my problem is that yes, it's fine here. So was I typed that wrong? I don't know, I'm not sure. So after that, I'm gonna give it a height of auto. So I just say height auto, and then I'm gonna set the text align to center. And the last thing I'm gonna do is to select the image itself. So I just say team, from the team select the image and set its height to height of 15 rem. And yes, everything is fine. We need to duplicate this for a couple of times. So when I go inside our index.html file, and here we have this card. Before that, we have our colon. So I'm just gonna grab this from here, copy and paste it down 3 times. Save it. Yes, it's looking like this, and we only need to change these titles and also the titles and also the duty. So I'm just gonna go inside our code, and the last one that here we have is scheme. So I just come here and paste it here, and its duty is full stack developer. Grab it from here and paste it here. I'm gonna go in the third one. I'm gonna grab this from here and put it inside its inner HTML of h2, paste it, and as its duty, as its position, we're gonna pass founder and CEO. And we also have to change the images. So replace of this one, we have other image called our team 2. So after this, we also have to change this one. So I'm gonna press on and I'm gonna use this one. So, and also I'm gonna go in the second one and copy it from here and paste it down here, and also its position, which is a backend developer, and paste it down here. Now let's see. Yes, these are looking like these, but one of them are bigger, one of them are smaller, because I customize the size of this each one, h2 and h3. So I'm gonna go inside our custom CSS file, and here I'm gonna select the team. So I just say team. From the team, select the card, and from the card, select the h2. So here, what I'm gonna do is to give it a font size. So I just say font size of 1.2 rem. Then I'm gonna select the h3. So I just say card team card and select the h3 from there and give it a font width of 1.3 rem. So I just say font size of 1.3 rem. Yeah. Now, if you check, you'll see that the size of all of these are equal. But we need to change the name of this picture. So I just come here, and as the first one, I'm gonna select maybe this one. Yes, it changed to this one. So now we also done with our theme, and you see how easy it was to create something like this. After our theme section, we have my favorite section, which I'm gonna use that background, this nice background here. So to do it, but before that, we also have to create a wave. I don't have to, because there is no wave here. So I'm gonna go and create this state, business state here. So to do it, I'm inside the index.html file. After our theme section, I'm gonna put a comment here and say we're gonna say business section start, business section start, and business section end. And inside this, we're gonna create our section. So I just say section, and I'm gonna give it a class of business. Then inside this, we're gonna create our container, and inside this, I'm gonna create our h1, give it a class of title to it, and inside HTML, we're just gonna say business status. Then we have an p tag here. I'm gonna give the class of text to the center, and inside its inner HTML, generate a learn with 15 words. So we have it like this, and after that, you have to create these here. So to create these, we have to create a row. So I just come here and say row and put text to the center. So I say text center, and inside this I'm gonna create columns. So I just say column, and medium size is gonna be 4 columns, and inside this I'm gonna create a variable, call it status. So, and after that here I'm gonna put an h4 and put a number, a random number here. So for example, this one, not a big one. You can also create a countdown, but if I do it right now, the tutorial will really get too long, so I'm not gonna do it now. So after this, here we have this one, and I've put that inside a p tag. So I just say in progress. So now see, it's looking like this. We need to duplicate this. I put this text center to here. If you don't pass this, it just goes to the left side. So we need to duplicate this column here. So I'm just gonna grab it from here and paste it down 2 times. Yes, now change these. So here we have, this one is completed. So the first one should be completed. Here we have completed. Then I'm add as a second one here. I'm gonna put another number like this, and here it just say in progress, and the last one is revenue. So I'm just gonna put another number here and put the revenue. Am I type it well? Yes. So now we have to style it using our custom CSS file, because it really look pants here. So to fix that, I'm gonna go inside our style.css file and select the background. We also have to give this nice background to it. So I just come here and select the business. I just say business, and here I'm gonna type business flow. I don't know, background, and I say URL, and its name is images. Inside the images folder, we have an image called is images.jpg. Then I'm gonna set its background position to center, also background size to cover. Then I'm gonna set another property to it, which is a background attachment. So I just say background attach mint, and its background attachment is fixed, so I just fixed it here. So now it's looking like this, but when we create other contents of ours, it will just get fine. So after that, we have to select the h4 here. This h4 that we've created here, this one. We have the same for the rest of, for all the columns that we have inside the business section. So I just come here and say business, and from the business select the h4. So here I'm gonna give it a little border radius, and its border radius is gonna be 15%, which it's make it round. And I'm gonna give it a padding, and the padding is 4 rem, and from the top and bottom, and 0 rem from the sides. And I'm gonna give it a border, so I just say border solid 10 pixel, and the color is red. Then I'm gonna set this color to white. And now you'll notice that, oh, what I did. Yes, so here it's looking like this. We also have to install, even though I can't see them, yes, they are here, but I can't see them well. So we also have to install those two. To do so, we have to select the business. From the business, we have to select from the row, which is this row here. Oh god. Yes, and this row, and from this row, we want to select all the p tags. So to do it, I just come inside our style.css file and say select the p tags. So inside this, we're gonna give it a font size of 2 rem and a color of white. So just say white. Now you will see that it just nicely changed to this color. So after this section, I think anything else is now lifted. Yes, the only thing left here is to create a wave here, but put the wave to the downside. To do so, I just come here inside our SVG and change its direction to here, and copy this out from here, and go inside our index.html, and after the business section, paste it down. Yeah, now go here, and we have that here. So after the business state section, guys, I'm sorry if I can't focus because I don't know if I typed the business well. Business. Yes, it is fine, I don't know. So after this section, we have our pricing section, which is the hardest section that I've created here. So I just can't, it is not that hard, but because it needs too much codes. So here I just say pricing section start and pricing section end, and inside this we have to create our section. So I just say section and give it a class of pricing, and after that we have to create our container. So I say container, and I said the container, I'm gonna put our each one to define its title. So I just say class title, and inside its inner HTML we just say pricing, and then we have a p tag here, and I'm gonna give the class of text to the center, and then generate some lorem here, which is gonna be something like 15 words here. So after this p tag, we have to create, let me explain for you how. Here we only need one row with 4 columns. So to do it, I'm just gonna come here, and here I just say row, and inside the row I'm gonna create a column which in medium size is just gonna take 3 columns of our website. So after that, inside this I've used cards here. So the card that I've used here is this one exactly. So I'm just gonna grab it from here, and I have to copy this out from here. Let me check the previous one. I think that the previous one was no. So I'm gonna grab it from here, that I've already done that, and now we have to customize this. I'm gonna get rid of the class, and inside the cart, we don't need this one, but I'm gonna create a cart a div with a class of title, cart title, because we already have the class of title, cart title. And inside this div, I'm gonna create an h3, and this h3 gonna have the class of price, so I just say price, and inside this inner HTML I'm just gonna put a value here, for example $84. Then after this each one, I have an h4 here, and I gave it a class of time. Even though I'm not using these classes, but you guys can, I'm just putting this that you guys can use this and style it the way that you want. So for time, I'm just gonna put per month here. After this h4, we have an h2 which is bigger than the h1, and I'm gonna put a class for this two and say type, and it's the type of here the type of the hosting is here basic, so I just say basic. Now I'm gonna save this out, and let me check what else we have. We have this section here. So inside the cart body, I'm gonna get rid of this text from here, and actually not that one, so basic, and I'm gonna grab this and replace of this text. I'm gonna put another text here, so it is one domain, and then after this p tag we have another class here which tell the amount of the disk, so I say 200 gigabyte of disk. Here we used to call it GB, replace of gigabyte. Then I'm gonna so after this section, we have to also create a p tag and also this button here. So I just come here and say p, and here I give it the class of cart text. I just say cart text, and inside its inner HTML I just say 20 emails address. Then I'm gonna put our button here, so inside, not inside the cart body, out of the cart body, on account, and say button, and give the class custom class name which is joeybtn. Inside its inner HTML we're just gonna say host now. So I'm gonna go here and check it out how it's looking. It's looking like this, but it's not at the center because I didn't put the text to the center here. So you guys can do it here, but I'm gonna do it using the CSS. So because we need 4 of them here, we don't want to put or type it 3 times. So now our card is finished, and the only thing is left here to customize it using CSS and duplicate it. To do so, I'm just gonna grab this column from here and paste it for sometimes, and paste it here, and paste it here. And here you have to change these two. So I just come here and it's looking like this, nothing looks wrong. So here I'm gonna select this from here, copy, and not this one, the last one, copy it from here and paste it down here. You guys also can change these contents, but for the sake of, to save the time, I'm not gonna do that. And here we also change the extended here, and grab it from here and go in the third one, and here in H2 just put it down here, and this one gonna be a professional one, just gonna grab it from here too and paste it down here. So yes, and after that you notice a green line here, and also this one, the red line here, and this one is the green color, and everything is at the center. we'll do all of this using our CSS file. So I'm gonna go inside our CSS file, and here I'm gonna select the pricing. So I just say pricing, and from this pricing select the cart, and from the cart set it text align to the center. So after this, you will see that everything gets at the center. Yes, it does. So after that, we're gonna select this div. We put 3 of them inside a div, and we're gonna give it a border bottom. So I just come here and say pricing, and from the pricing select the cart, and from the cart select the cart title, and from the cart title we're gonna give it a border bottom of 2 pixel, so light, and the color is red. Now you'll see that it just gets a red color here. And the last thing that we're gonna do is this make this one to looks in green color. To do so, we have to give it a custom class here. So I'm just gonna go and find the second one. This is the second one, and for the card title I give it another class and call it preferred. I'm gonna come here and select the preferred class, preferred, and here we're gonna give it a background of green. So I just say background green, and its border from bottom gonna be none, bottom none, and it's not gonna work for you, else you have to put the important keyword here. Let me scroll down. Yes, it is looking the way that we want. After the pricing section, let me check what we have. We have this wave here, and finally we have our contact us section. So I just come here and create, generate our wave. I'm just gonna grab this one more time and come inside our index.html file, and after the pricing section, put that wave here, save it out. So after this section, we have the contact us section. So in main section, I'm gonna come here, and also let me show for you guys that we generated this wave here. We have to create the contact us section. So I just say contact section start and contact section, and inside this we're gonna create our section. So I just say section with a class of contact, and inside this, as usual, create the container. So I just say container, and I just make sure that you spell it well. And inside the container, what I'm gonna do, as usual, put our h1. So I say h1 with a class of title, and inside the inner HTML, we're just gonna say contact us. Yes. And after this, I also gonna put a p tag here. Let me check if I do a p tag here. Yes, I do have it. So I just say p with a class of text to center. So I say class text to center and not enter center. Inside the center HTML generates a loop with 20 words here. So after this p tag, we have to create 2 rows for this. We have this column and this one, and we need to put all of these in a row. So to do that, I'm just gonna say row, and we have to justify and align everything to center, justify content to center, and also align items to center. And here we have to create our column. So I just say column, and in medium size, it's just gonna say it takes 6 columns of our website. So here I'm gonna put an h3, and it just say contact info, with a type contact info. Well, I can't see well anymore. Contact, yes, I did. So after this, we have a p tag. And here I'm just gonna say email, and I'm gonna put an email here, which is julearn@gmail.com, and this email don't exist. I don't know if it exists or not. I didn't create an email like that. And then I'm gonna create another p tag, and here I'm gonna put a phone number. I don't know which country code gonna be this one. So, and so I don't know whose number is this even. So after this section, we have to create our form here. gonna be here, and we have to create our form. So to do it, make sure that you're out of this column, and here I just come and say column MD, and it's just gonna take 6 columns of our website, and inside this we're gonna create a form. So I just say form, and I'm gonna have no action, but inside this I'm gonna create some input, and its type gonna be text, its placeholder gonna be name, and also the class of text, form control. And we need it one more time, so I'm just gonna duplicate this one, not like that, yes, and this one gonna be the email, so I just say email, not in capital letter, and we also have to change its placeholder to email, and then it's form control, we need it one more time, so not like that, and here we need the subject, so its type gonna be text, and its placeholder gonna be subject, so I just say subject, and yes, at the end we have a text area, so I just say text area, and I'm gonna give the class of form control to it too, so I just say class and text, not text to center of form control. And after this we also have to give a placeholder, and its placeholder is message. And now take a look. We also have a button, we have to create that button. Maybe I type the form control wrong, that I did, of form control. Now it's fixed, and we also have a button here. So here I just come and let me check if I put my button. Yes, I didn't put the button, I put a Bootstrap button here. So I just say button, and button, give it a class of btn primary, and inside its inner HTML we're just gonna pass submit, and now let me take a look. Yes, I have it here. Do I have? No, I'm gonna give it a width of 100. Let me see. Yes, it's fixed. So we also need a little gap between these and also the images. We're gonna do it using our, what I called our custom CSS file. So to do it, I'm gonna go inside our custom CSS file, and here I'm gonna select the contact. So I just say contact, and from the contact select all the elements, the input types, and also the text area. So I'll put a comma here and say text area, and I'm gonna give it a little gap, so I just say margin, and then margin gonna be 5 pixels. So now you'll notice that it's just gonna have some gap between all of the elements. And after that we have to put the image here, like this one, and also change these to change its color too. So to do it, I'm just gonna come here and select the contact actually, and from the contact select the column and medium size of 6, and because we have 2 of them there, we want to select the first one, so I just say first child, and here I'm gonna give it a background, so I say background, and the background is an image, which is it is inside the images folder, and its name is contact.svg, and background position to center, so I just say background position to center, and background size to cover, and I'm gonna give the color of orange red to it, and at the end I'm gonna give it a font width of bolder. Yeah, we have it like this, but I think it's smaller than this one. To fix that, I just come here and grab all of these from here and select the H3 here. So from the H3 I'm gonna give it a font size, which is 3 rem, and we need it one more time, and we need it for the I only set for each tree, but I didn't set for any other of them. Let me check. We have a tree. If you want, you can give it for a p tag too, but I don't want to do. So let me refresh. I then save the style.css file. I'm gonna get rid of this one, and you will see that its size just increased. Yes, awesome. And at the end we have our footer section. Yes, it is so simple to create that. I just come inside our index.html file, and I don't need any wave here out of the main section. Finally, I want to create our footer section. Footer section start, start, and footer section end. And inside that, I'm going to create our footer with a class of, I don't have to create a footer class for this. So I just say footer, and I'm going to give the class of text to the center. And inside this, I'm going to create a p tag and say copy right, and the copyright symbol, which is ampersand, copy with a semicolon at the end of this, and the name of our YouTube channel. So after this, we don't need anything else. We need to set its color to background, to a black color. It's looking pants right now, so I just come inside our style.css file, and I'm gonna select the footer. So I just say footer. I'm gonna give it a background of black, and then I'm gonna set its color to white to get visible, and give it a padding of 2 rem from all the sides. Yes. So let me check it. Yeah, it's looking like this, and you can give the button a little padding from that one. And here we gather the margin. I'm gonna increase this one, maybe it gets fine. Still I don't, so I'm gonna select the button itself. From the contact, I select the button and give it a margin bottom of, for example, 10 pixel here. Yes, we have this gap here. So now the only thing left here, that when we move our cursor on, we want to, it takes us to different section. Select this section. To do it, we're gonna do it using JavaScript, but before doing that, we have to make this navbar to be fixed. So to do it, I'm gonna come inside our index.html file and go at the top of our website, and here I'm gonna give it a class of fixed to top. I don't know if it's top to fixed or fixed to the top. And now if I move my cursor around, and you will see that it just stack here and then move. So now we want to that whenever we move our cursor on and reach to different section, and just select the section from here. So to do it, I'm gonna create a script.js file, script.js, and we need to make sure that our script.js is connected with our HTML file. So I just come here and say a script src, and it's src referred to a script.js. I'm not sure if I made a mistake here. So here I'm gonna declare 2 variables and access the sections and nav links here. So I just say sections, assign it to document dot query selector all, and select all the sections, and we need it one more time, and we want to select the nav link, and also change this one to nav link, links. So after that, we have to loop through over all of the sections and all of the navbar links, then highlight them. So before doing that, we want to, whenever we scroll, that event occurs. So I just say window.add-event listener, and I'm gonna listen to the scroll event, and then it needs to call a callback function here. So I'm gonna use an arrow function here, and here I'm gonna access the section and loop through over all of those. So it gives us access to each individual action and also its index. I'm gonna go put inside the parentheses this one section and also the indexes, and again another arrow function. And here I'm just gonna say I'm just gonna type an if statement here. So inside the if statement, I'm gonna say window dot page y offset if it's equal or bigger than the section. Section dot offset top, and I'm gonna put a number minus it from 300, not 300 because I increased it because in this project it was not working before that because I hadn't internet, I didn't use wave. So here I'm gonna minus it from 120. And inside this, we want to, whenever we reach to a specific section, add a class to the nav links. So I just say nav links takes its index and add a class to it. So I just say class list, and the classes that we want to add is the change. We didn't create this change class yet, so I just go inside our CSS file, and at the bottom of this I'm going to create the change class here. So I just say change, and here what I'm going to do is to give it a background of red and color of white, then text decoration to decoration to I'm gonna type that decoration to underline. You notice that how many times I type decoration. So after that whenever we move our cursor on when we scroll over web page, and just add the change class to it. So I'm just gonna go here, and if I move my cursor on, you notice that it select the home and also the product. So after that, when we arrive to the services, it just selected 2. So we need to decrease this number 2. So I'm just gonna set it to a number, for example 500 here, to just mix it well. Yes, it's now fine. And the problem is that when it select, it don't unselect it. To fix that, here I just come inside the if statement and loop through over the nav links. So just say nav links dot for each, and it gives us access to each individual nav links, and we have to call an arrow function here again. And inside this, we're gonna say navlink dot class list and remove the class list that we've created before. So I just say remove, not nav links, it is nav link. And from that, we want to remove the change class. Now if I move my cursor on and reach the about section, yes, it's selected. And now if I reach to the theme section, it's also fine, pricing, and so on and so forth. And it's responsive too, and this is also working. I'm gonna scroll to the down, and this is attached to there. You can add a media query here, but I'm not gonna do that. And I'm gonna give it a little padding in our index.html file. So I'm gonna go in banner, and here we have the navbar. After the navbar, and I give it a padding from the top and bottom of 5, for example, and a margin from the top and bottom of 5. Still it isn't fine, so we have to fix it using our custom CSS file. So in a banner, I'm gonna go and search inside the CSS file and search for banner. We didn't write any code for banner, so I just come at the bottom of this, and I'm gonna select the banner. You need to write it inside media query. I forgot it if it was media. Yes, it was media query, but I'm not gonna do that because it just takes my time of ask. And for the banner, let me check if it's banner. Yes, it's banner. So from the banner, I'm gonna give a letter margin from the top of, for example, a larger number, for example 5 here, and you will see that now it just even do it now, it didn't get fine. So I'm gonna increase the number of it. It's gonna be 10. It just stack with as margin. What about giving the margin for Navbar? So I just come here and give the margin, a little margin to the Navbar. So I just say margin from the top and bottom of 5, not from the top, from the bottom of 5. Okay, baby. Yes, now it gets fine. So after that, check these two. Everything is fine now. Yes, nothing is not fine here. So this was from our tutorial, guys, and please hit that subscribe button to my YouTube channel. It just really makes me happy. Take care of yourself. I'm really too tired because it is, what time is it? 2:40 a.m. I love you guys.